Guys, I wanted to shoot a quick video on my 4-gallon here. Show you a little something. So I got flatworms. It does not look like it is Planera, but a flatworm is a flatworm. And in the home aquarium, I mean, unless if you're breeding fish, they're kind of harmless. I mean, they will pick off baby fish, baby shrimps, they'll eat eggs, stuff like that. So, I will have to eradicate them. I do not know how I got this in my tank. Oh, detritus worm. See, I have no problem with the detritus worms. If they wanted to stay, if it was just them, not a big deal. Nice snack for the fish. But now since I know I have a form of flatworm in here, they need to be eradicated. So I will be picking up some dewormer, because there are snails in here. I don't want to kill off my snails. And I was thinking about getting some like blue dream shrimp or something like that for in here. But with the Planera in here, I'm going to eradicate them first. So I have no idea where they came from. I mean, out of all my years of keeping tanks, as far as I know, this is the first time I've ever had a form of flatworm. Or a Planera. Like, I've had detritus worms, not a big deal. I have never had flatworms, so... Matter of fact, there's a pretty big one back there in the back of the tank. I'm not sure if you can see back there. But, if they are crawling on your glass during day, which this is daylight right here, there's a chance that you have a pretty massive infestation. Now, I have been checking out my 125 and my 20, and I've been, you know, checking them out, you know, at nighttime, getting a red light in there, seeing if I can't see any. And the most I've ever found in my 125 is 1. However, you also have to be very careful with flatworms, because most of the species are hermaphroditic. So as long as there is another one somewhere, you will have young ones. So I'm ordering the dewormer today. Hopefully it should be here. I figured, you know what, just to be safe than sorry, I will be treating all my freshwater tanks. The only reason why I say freshwater is because my red claw crab tank is technically brackish water. And I understand there's probably some species that'll live in there, but there's no babies in there, so I ain't worried about it. So I have a feeling, since I boil my wood, I clean the rocks, I have a feeling that they hitchhike on some plants, because they just don't randomly appear. Like, one day you have them, next day you don't. Or one day you don't have them, next day you do. They had to have hitchhiked on something. Maybe an egg or something. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I'm just be safe than sorry. I'm just going to treat all my tanks. And I am using a dewormer, a dog dewormer. If you use the right dosage, it is completely safe for shrimp and snails. I mean, you might have an occasional die-off here and there. But, and depending on what type of flatworm it is also how I'm going to adjust my dosage. I have no idea what form of flatworm this is. All I know is it needs to be gone. Look, detritus worm. See if I can't focus. Like, these guys I have no problems with. They are completely harmless. And I have no idea if somehow maybe the Planera, maybe it's a parasitic form of Planera. Or not Planera, flatworm. And maybe that was the demise of my beta. I think the beta died of older age. But it is time to eradicate. And I believe that dewormer is completely safe for your biological filter. I mean, heck, if you just look. There's one crawling on the glass right there. There's some detritus worms on the glass. So, but the eradication will start on Monday. I have Monday and Tuesday off work. I want to keep a close eye on these tanks, make sure everything's fine. Nothing else is getting thrown in this tank until these flatworms are gone. So, move over to another tank. Okay, now I'm in front of my 125. I guess technically with the 5-gallon bucket filter you can call it a 130. But I inspect this glass up and down. Like I said, I've only ever saw one. And one of my Tetras were nice enough to take care of him for me as soon as I saw him. So, hopefully that was the only one. Like, I've stirred up the gravel quite a bit recently just to see if I could find any more. I mean, I have detritus worms in here. No big deal. They're very few numbers. And even if I did have Planera in here, I think they would be completely starved out. And the only reason why I say that is because of the magnitude of shrimp and snails I have in here. I mean, I fed hours ago. Snails. All over the place. And the majority of them is either Malaysian trumpet snails or the mystery snails. At least snails are easy to net. Just throw a piece of food in there, they all gather to it, you can net them out. Which I've already netted a couple out for my buddy's pufferfish. And with how quickly they breed in this tank, I'm not even worried about it. Matter of fact, I have to clean up the empty egg nest, but there's a new one. There's a new one. So right there's 2 new clutches already. Up right here on this lip, there's one. Nope, and here's one that was just laid, I think, last night. And there's 2 more clutches here. So, I got plenty of snails. And I'm not the type of person that's just gonna, you know, net all the snail, or take all the clutches out and, you know, get rid of them. I'll let them hatch, you know. Let them live life. I'll sell them off here and there. Heck, at this point, I'm pretty much just giving them away. So, I just trimmed up the Blixa, hopefully to, you know, provoke it to grow a little bit better. Also, I took this little platy, one of my surviving baby platies that, you know, these monsters bred out. I took him from here the other day and put him in here. He's been doing fine. And it's a he. The only reason why I can tell that is because the male's always chasing him around whenever he sees them. I never knew how aggressive platy males were until I actually kept them. Only against their own kind, though. They never really are aggressive towards any other fish. My female guppies in here are about to be retired. They're starting to look a little haggard. I mean, they've gone through multiple spawns. But with the colony I have breeding in here, I mean, heck, all you can see is movement. And then I also have that one baby angelfish in there because, unfortunately, these parents, even after they sucked them out of the trap and put them back down on that leaf, they eventually lost them. So I will be setting up a 20 high for these two for when I know they're in the breeding mood. I will move them. I will put something for them to spawn on after they spawn. I mean, they did not eat their young. That's what I was surprised about. Matter of fact, the babies became completely free swimming. Every single time they went to move off that leaf, they would suck them up, put them back on the leaf. You know, basically like, don't go anywhere. And as soon as they turned their heads, they started jetting all over the tank. So most likely they end up getting eaten, being free swimmers. So but babies. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I might shoot a video before Monday. I'm not quite sure, but I will bring you along with me for the treatment. I know definitely for a fact I'm doing the 4-gallon right off the bat. I'm going to keep monitoring this tank because I don't want to add any chemicals into this tank unless if I absolutely have to. So I will be keeping a close eye on this tank, and if I don't think I have to dose it, I won't. This tank will probably most likely get dosed, just because of all the babies and everything like that. Of course, I will monitor this tank too. I mean, with all the baby shrimp I have in here, like I'm seeing them like, heck, I'm seeing them smaller than a grain of rice. So I don't think I have flatworms in here because they wouldn't survive long. But alright guys, I'm out.